Dreams are the windows to the subconscious. Everything that we've ever been through, everything we are, everything we were, everything that we forgot is stored there. When we can't face the most difficult and horrendous parts of our lives, our dreams put on masks to help us deal with the hurdles. Dreams are riddles that hold our entire lives in their grasp, and that's the appeal of Humaniki and its hundreds of fan games. To explore someone's deepest thoughts, traumas, and sorrows, create theories about them, construct a picture of their very soul, clue by clue. Today, we'll be diving into the mind of famous chef Guy Fieri and the greasy torments that deep fry his brain every night. His dream starts in a meadow, but even in this early stage, there's something deeply wrong here. No grass could possibly be that color. The bluish-green hue, our first clue of a deeply troubled mind. And the green, slimy portals, completely breaking what could perhaps be the illusion of a peaceful scenery. Going through one of them, Fieri finds himself close to a Benny's. The dreamer could very well decide to take a walk in the woods, but the greasy restaurant has an irresistible pull, dragging Guy inside. There are tables upon tables upon tables, stretching into infinity, the place smelling oily and sterile like a hospital at the same time. He walks, trying to reach the counter, trying to place his order. He's so hungry, but his efforts are wasted. There are only sterile tables here, not even a crumb of fried goodness to save him from his madness. Defeated, he turns back. Maybe it is chicken nugget season, maybe he can forage for them in the woods. Near the entrance though, there's someone waiting for him. A fleshy being. Could he? The chef is so hungry he forgets that this thing probably tastes horrible and lunges forward, but he can't bite down. Instead, he feels something in his pocket. A car key? Deciding to cut his losses, Guy Fieri goes outside, determined to put his foraging plan in action. But he's in a car. There's no way to go out. The wood's gone. Concrete and doom the only things visible for miles. The dreamer has to cave, automobiles being the only way to go anywhere in the United States of America, the roads taking up more and more space, the forageable so far away from his reach. The only thing he can find on this road-shaped torment are scissors. But there's nothing to cut. Useless knickknacks gathered with the perspective of needing them one day, but that day never comes. While aimlessly searching for a way out, a blob of green radioactive taco grease collides with his car. Completely covered in it, the chef tries it out. Maybe this will quiet his hunger, but he feels himself transform. He is the grease now. What once satiated him is no longer enough. He has gorged on it for so long and so often that it is now part of him. Continuing his journey through this bleak landscape, the dreamer finds himself in a field of slightly normal colored grass. A cat sleeps peacefully on a tree stump, reminiscence of a childhood of an innocent young guy, long gone. The nostalgia replaces the hunger. But what is nostalgia, if not an insatiable hunger, a thirst impossible to ever be quenched? At the end of the path, a grave. But the dreamer isn't ready to face this path just yet. The path where the grey rain curtain of this world rolls back and all turns to silver glass, and then you see it. What? Gandalf, see what? white shores, and beyond, a far green country under a swift sunrise. So he retraces his steps, past the dry well, an image perhaps of his imagination drying up. No longer able to come up with unique and exciting recipes, the chef runs back to his childhood and, using the useless knick-knack hoarded along the way, he manages to overcome the obstacle of the yellow police tape, an obstacle that should never be violated. As punishment for his indiscretion, Guy Fieri is sent to a dark place, a shadow realm if you will. Only bleak stones punctuating the land, all carved with eyes. They're always watching him, and the obvious interpretation here is that the chef broke the law by cutting through the almighty yellow tape. But that's just the first layer. Such a highly conceited chef always has eyes on him, but Guy has reached a new level of stardom. No matter what he does, he will never escape them now. Even when all he can do is morph into taco grease in an empty void, they still won't turn away. When all hope seems lost, one eye shines above the rest. Could this be the eye of the powerful entity holding the dreamer hostage here? After an intense staring contest, which Chef Fieri wins thanks to years of droplets of hot grease burning his orbs, making them calloused and ready for battle, the powerful entity banishes Guy to an eerie place in order to avoid total annihilation. This new place is moist and putrid, even though the flawless dentition suggests excellent hygiene, not a cavity in sight, and the color of the gums and guts couldn't be healthier. The chef knows better. Something is rotten in the state of guts. Right there, in the middle of this fleshy landscape, lies a shovel. What kind of healthy organic place would house such an object? Following his instinct, the dreamer goes through one of the gooey portals at the end of the path, revealing new Sarkas tunnels to explore. But it seems there's no way out. Each path taken only leads to more and more flesh beings, and they're multiplying. Chef Guy Fieri is afraid. Even the metal protection of his automobile feels trifling against the flesh giants, and they're closing in. And again, the dreamer transforms. But before even noticing what happened, he flees through the portal. Back to his radioactive metal, he looks at himself. He can now split himself in half, just like the thousands of millions of ingredients he has chopped and cut throughout his life. He now divides himself, the man and the chef, and he too must marinate and absorb the flavors, let the spices accentuate and bring out his self more and more. There is still one portal he has not passed through, a peaceful beach, but even in this place of rest and contemplation, there is no peace for Guy Fieri. An unidentified giant demands him to perform, demands that he entertains at all times, never enough to simply be, always having to do, rising to the demands of "show me a cool trick, bruh." The chef showcases his newly marinated self, showcasing the shinier and more eye-catching aspects. These types of creatures would never be able to appreciate the subtleties of Chef Fieri's cuisine, anyways. How's that for a trick, bruh? As expected, the peasant is delighted, and here the dreamer goes through his final transformation: bacon, a product of easy and widespread consumption. Need I say more? With all facets of his life deeply understood, Guy now gathers the courage to face the last barrier: death itself. He digs up his own grave, descends out of his own free will, faces his own putrescent corpse, and then daylight. He has conquered death. Fear of death or of being forgotten, all of that is trivial to the chef. He is Guy Fieri. Why would these matters concern him? Truly a fascinating individual. Thank you so much for watching this video. I decided to do something a little different, as you might have seen. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah, and I'll make more videos if an anvil doesn't fall on my head. Bye! Taco greet. Okay. A blob. Why am I laughing at this? Okay, I can do this. I can do this.